how you doing, bro? What's your name? What is it? Raymond? All right, I'm Zacchaeus, all right? So when we're out here, like the brother said, we're out here to teach our people the history of who they are, right? A lot of times we looked at the Bible as a religious book, right? We don't see ourselves in it because we see different images, right? We don't see the native people, so-called, right? We don't see black people. We think of Jewish people when we see it as, right? Right? Like the Jewish people in Israel, is that what you kind of imagine when you read the Bible? Okay, give me a second, Esdras. You know what I want 13. I want to ask you a question. How did the so-called native people get here to the Americas? And where did they come from? Huh? You said Columbus brought you here? Uh-huh. Right.
What's up?
So with that being said, who was the first inhabitants of America? I want to ask you that. Who do you believe that the first inhabitants of America were? The natives, right? So if Columbus brought you here, that means Columbus was here first, right? So did he really bring the Native Americans so-called here? Right, I'm gonna prove that it wasn't true. That the Bible actually records the Native Americans coming to this side of the world.
That's right.
The so-called Native Americans, the so-called Hispanics, the northern kingdom of Israel is what the Bible calls it, all right? So pay attention, listen to this, all right? We're gonna go through a little bit of history with you so you can understand where your people come from. Your people are Israel. Your people are the tribe of the nation of Israel, all 12 tribes. All right? Go ahead and bring this out.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Listen good, Raymond. Listen good, okay?
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So have you ever heard of the lost 10 tribes of Israel? Have you ever heard of that? The lost 10 tribes of Israel. Yeah. Have you ever heard of that? I'm going to show you that the historians know this, but they never brought it out to our people. Because if we knew who we are, guess what? We understand that we are the greatest people on the face of the earth.
That's
All right, go ahead and read that again, one more time.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
So in the time of Hosea the king, Israel was scattered, was two nations. Israel and Judah were the northern and southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was split off from the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom went into captivity from Assyria, and I'm going to show you the rest. Read on.
Whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So the king of Assyria, he led away the northern kingdom of Israel captive. Read on.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
Because there was a time where they were granted access to leave that side. So you know where Assyria is, right? Is Assyria on the eastern hemisphere or the western hemisphere? Assyria is on the eastern hemisphere. It's back where, on the side of where Africa is, where it's the side of the so-called Middle East is, right? That's where Assyria is, right? Read that again.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So the heathen meaning they left the multitude of the other nations, because we were captives in Assyria, and we were granted access to leave Assyria and not be captive anymore. Where did they go though? Did they just stay in Israel and just kind of mingle among that area, and that's where we get Israel from? Or did they go someplace that the Bible describes where they went? All right, you got to pay attention, Raymond, because this is your history. Like he read earlier, Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, nor do they consider. We have to understand that we have a heritage that we haven't considered.
Right.
We haven't learned. We don't know our history. And the Bible was the only thing that taught us our history until our enemies took it away when he brought out Psalms 83. Okay. All right. I got some. Give me a little bit of time, and I'll finish this, and then I'll let you go. All right. But this is the greatest thing that you're gonna hear. All right. You got to go get you Apocrypha, get you a Bible, learn your history, learn your customs, learn your culture. Right? Because they took it away in those boarding schools that he was talking about. They took this away and gave you white Jesus. They gave you this white man Jesus, but they didn't show you that Christ was a black man according to the Bible. And we're gonna give that to you, all right? We're gonna give you a heritage back. Read on.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they left the other nations, mainly Assyria, read.
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So they went forth into another country where never mankind dwelt. So in this time, guess what was dwelt? What was inhabited? The eastern hemisphere. Was the western hemisphere inhabited? Was there anybody there? It said where what mankind dwelt?
Where never mankind dwelt.
So this is a place where never mankind dwelt. So before you got the nation of Israel, because I'm not going to attribute it to the Native Americans just yet, but before anybody came here, nobody lived here, right? Before the natives got here, nobody was here. So there was a time that there's a history that when we came on this side of the earth, all right? So read it again, one more time.
Where never mankind dwelt. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So this place, America, never mankind dwelt, meaning North America, Central America, South America. Right. There was no inhabitants on this land. Read on.
That they might there keep their statutes.
So because we couldn't keep our statutes on the eastern hemisphere, because they had us in captivity. So when we decided to come to this land, when the natives decided to come to this land, they were leaving the multitude of a heathen that had them in slavery, that had them in captivity. Read on.
That they might there keep their statutes.
So that they might there keep their statutes. What was one of the statutes we kept? You see the borders of our shirts? The bottom of our shirts? The bottom. You see that right here? What the brother's wearing? And then what we see here? But right here, you see how the Native Americans, when they had those things at the bottom of their garments? Give me that numbers. All right, I'm gonna show you. This is one of the traditions that they took away from us when we was on the other side. But when we came here, we was able to go back to our customs. We were able to keep the fringes. All right, listen to this. This is a commandment of God that He gave to us as a people. Read.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
This is something for you to consider when you go home, right? When you read that flyer, these are things that you need to listen to. Listen to that flyer, because it's all coming out your history, the Bible. All right, read on.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So make them what in the borders of their garments?
Make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
We saw that. We see that right here. Fringes on the border of their garments, right? What else did they have on the border of their garments?
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of their borders a ribbon of blue.
So you see right here, on the fringe right here, you see that? What did it say that you had added to it?
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Do you see that right in between the garment and the fringe? What is that? What is that? A ribbon of what? You see that color right there? A ribbon of, get closer so you can see it. Come closer. What's in between right here? That color, in between. A ribbon of what? Read it again.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So upon the fringes, they put a ribbon of blue. This is your history that it was always in the Bible, but we never was taught the Bible how it was written. So we're bringing our customs back to our people, showing that God, the reason why we're in slavery, the reason why we're in the conditions that we're in, is because we forgot commandments like that.
That's right.
We forgot the commandments of the fringes. We forgot the commandments of keeping the Sabbath day, the 7th day of the week. Right now our people go to church on Sunday thinking that that's the Lord's day, when that's actually the celebration of the sun god. All right, that's another god. So we put another idol before our God because we weren't keeping his commandments.
That's right.
All right, so that's another thing. So go back to 2nd Esdras. All right, so we're still going over the history, right? Where never mankind dwelt. That's where they came here, right? I'm gonna prove it one more thing and I'm gonna let you go. All right, let's go.
Verse 2nd Esdras 13, verse 41.
Bring it out.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, where never man, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Fringes and the Sabbath, we weren't able to keep that because they conquered us and took that away. They took our heritage away. Read on.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood.
The flood is going into the oceans. He held still the flood. Read on.
So they were passed over, for through that country there was a great way to go.
Because they had to go through Africa. They had to go through another land to get to a certain area where never mankind dwelt, which
Right.
you just said, right? Read on. And we're going to prove it. Read on.
Namely, of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsarit.
The same region is called what?
Arsarit.
Does anybody got the Arsarit? All right. Bring this out real quick. We're going to show you what Arsarit is that the historians know that they never taught our people. You'll never hear this in the Christian church. You'll never hear this in the black church
Bring it
or the
out.
Native American church. They're not going to show you this. Read on. Read that.
This is the Jewish encyclopedia. Arsarit. The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man.
So the great river far away of read that again.
Far away from the habitation of man.
From the habitation of man of men. We read that where never mankind dwelt in the Bible, right? It's showing you in the Jewish encyclopedia, they know who these people are. And it's not them. Read.
In which the 10 tribes of
Which the who?
in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration, according to 4th Esdras 13:45.
So it quoted the scripture that we just read. Read.
Columbus identified America.
So we talked about Columbus, right? You said we talked about
Bring it
Columbus,
out.
right?
Bring it out.
You brought out Columbus. It said Columbus identified the land. So that means that he knew that there was people here before he got there.
That's right.
Right? Read that again.
Columbus identified America with this land.
Columbus identified Arsarit, as we read in the Bible, with the land of the Native Americans, the Israelites, the
That's
10
right.
tribes of Israel.
That's right.
This is who you are. You are of the 10 tribes of Israel, of the nation of Israel, of the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
You are a chosen people. Give me that in Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
That's right.
That's the proof that you got to understand. And I'm going to give you this scripture and I'm going to let you go, all right? You got a flyer, right? No, you didn't get one yet? He got one right behind you. He's going to give you this flyer. Yep. Right, and that goes into the degradation of our people, the Gadites, the Native American Indians that suffered by the hands of the colonizers, right? By the pilgrims,
Teach, y'all.
so-called.
Teach.
Go ahead, give me Deuteronomy 7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Give me verse 1, or chapter 1 and verse 1. This is, I'm going to show you who it's talking about, right? So, what are you? What nation are you? Are you a Native American or are you something else? Which is what? Look at the sign. Look at the sign. You're Gad, right? Of the tribe of what? The tribe of what? Of the nation of what? I'm sorry. Of the nation of Israel.
Right.
You're a Gadite of the nation of Israel. Never forget that.
That's
if
right.
anybody tells you you're a Native American, say, no, I'm an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's right.
The Bible, that's what the Bible calls me. Read on.
That's right.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto all who?
Unto all Israel.
That's right.
On this side Jordan in the wilderness.
Go back. So he spoke these words to Israel. I'm going to show you what he spoke to Israel, right? Because right now we look like we at the bottom, right? We see a lot of Native Americans at the bus stop drunk, right? The scripture says they're going to rise up drinking early and they get drunk, right? But we're going to show you that contrary to what we've been taught and contrary to what we have been, we are the greatest people on the face of this earth.
That's right.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So these are the words that Moses spoke to all Israel. Read it again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Be a what people?
To be a special people unto himself.
You have children, Raymond? No? If you did have children, guess what? They would be your special children.
Yes.
They would
that's
be
right.
special out of all the other children that's on the face of the earth, right? God's telling you he has a chosen people. He has a special people. And that's you of the nation of Israel, of the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
Read on.
Above all people.
No, you didn't read that right. You did not read that right. It says equal to, right?
Above all people.
No. It says we're under. It says we're under, right?
Above all people.
Who is that contended with God? God said Israel is above all people. Read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
You are God's chosen people.
Bring it on.
You are above all people on this planet. All right? Never forget it. All right? Read that flyer. Learn your history. Continue to learn all the things that happen to us. If we celebrate Thanksgiving not knowing the origins of it, guess what? We're celebrating idolatry. We're celebrating murder of our own people.
Right.
We're celebrating those things. So we're out here to teach our people that we got to come out of those things and learn our history, our nationality. All right?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.